So what's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. Um, Protest media coverage and response. Or just I'm gonna just say protest coverage. I've been working a lot, and I don't watch TV that much. I don't watch TV really, anyways. But I do keep up with current events. So I don't know if I'm right because of how I've been working, but from what I see, I got some questions. Um, the current protests, you've had celebrities protest, you've had politicians cry, you've had um, former president back protesters, you've had how can I you've had sports analysts say they don't disagree with the protests and get backlash for that. You've had destructive protesters. You've had children who are protesting who are out of pocket. But what I haven't seen is the same coverage. You see, when the celebrities were protesting, I, where was the backlash of they need to have their career ended and they need to have their money taken away? Where was that at? Because I missed that one. I missed that. Um, where was the I'm no longer supporting these celebrities, or we're boycotting these celebrities, or or where's the animosity and hatred towards these people for protesting? As a matter of fact, in general, where is the backlash for protesting itself? Because are you telling me all of these protest people are protesting in the right way now? I mean, you telling me the vandalism, that's protesting in the right way now? You telling me the threatening to blow up the White House, that's protesting in the right way now? You telling me kids burning stuff in the street on camera who probably won't get charged with anything, and their parents probably won't get charged with anything, is protesting in the right way now? You're telling me that the people who protested, because protests are supposed to make you uncomfortable, and protests are supposed to have consequences. So you're telling me now that these protesters have the backing of political figures, and there really are no consequences to their protests, and it really isn't making people uncomfortable? So that's protesting in the right way. You telling me the former president who feels like this is these protesters are American, so he's not going to call these people thugs for protesting? What they're standing up for is American, but what the other people stood up for was un-American, is what you're saying. You know, the politicians crying that this is wrong. I mean, the last time I saw politicians cry was Sandy Hook. I mean, I might be tripping, but that was the last time I saw politicians cry. There's a lot of shit that happened from Sandy Hook to now, but those are the two events that I remember people crying about. So obviously, life wasn't important after Sandy Hook until these protests, till this particular to the Muslim protests or ban on Muslims. Everything else that happened, not really a big deal, not nothing to cry about. The protests, from in general, shit, up until now have all until this last protest or the last few protests with the Women's March and people marching against Trump and this Muslim protest, this immigration protest. All of those protests were done in the wrong way. These are the correct ones. With Sage Steele, getting backlash for people saying basically you need to watch your mouth. You're not just gonna go out here talking crazy, saying these people are how privileged are you? Now she has privilege, but I don't recall people being this quick to address her when she was talking about like football players. I mean, it didn't hit. This wasn't personal. It didn't hit home, and people didn't need to talk about it like that. But now it's now she's out of line. Now she went too far. Okay. Maybe she should have, said it was black guys outside of LAX that was Muslims. They might have got a pass on that one. Will they be like an all religions matter type of counter protest to these protests? Because obviously it's making people so upset. All immigrants matter. Where are the SWAT teams for these protests? Where are the patriots that drive from city to city to show up to make sure they're defending the freedoms of America by their counter protests and their occupation of these protests? Where are the Bearcats? Where are the snipers that were at these other protests? Because I'm just trying to make sure these that I'm not tripping on what I have seen, because I haven't seen everything, but I just want to know from what I have seen. I'm looking for this and I haven't seen it yet. Where are all the when the kid was out there burning shit, saying he just started a fire? Where were the people who was asking, this kid's a thug, and what is a kid out here doing, burning people's property? He must be raised by a single mother, or he has no home training, or somebody needs to arrest him, or he just admitted on camera that he started a fire and nothing happens, and he's treated like he's a hero or whatever. Like, because protests are supposed to have consequences, right? Once again, where are the consequences? Is anybody gonna get fired from their job because they're protesting? Are people's businesses going to be boycotted? Are people going to have their livelihoods taken away from them? Because I remember these were things looming in the air, but seems for these protests, all of the other things that were so evident about the other protests just seem to be missing. And maybe I'm tripping, but just let me know. Peace.